Imagine a world where our students are a minority, and they are the new majority.
A glimpse into an inspiring near future.
Now, imagine a world where foreign languages are not a barrier to communication anymore. A world where international travel will be faster and cheaper than ever before. A place where transoceanic cargo drones will make cross-border e-commerce the new normal.
For a place like this, we need to rethink international business education. Rethinking international business education for the world ahead of us.
This is the machine that I used to write my papers when I was in college. This company lasted for about 100 years until the personal computers, as you know, with word processing apps, disrupted the market. Today, companies, they don't last for 100 years anymore. Now they last on average 20 years, and venture capitalists, as a result, they want their money back in about 6 to 7 years, very fast. However, analysts predict that this devastating innovation will soon cut the average lifespan of companies by a half. This is important, because in a world where companies will last on average about 10 years instead of 20, this venture capitalist will want to see startups growing their valuations faster so they can exit also earlier. The good news is that the upcoming wave of rapid innovation that we will talk about in this presentation will also provide new opportunities for startups to scale up globally and consequently achieve higher valuations earlier. Mixed reality teletransportation, as you can see in this video, will help employees collaborate with their colleagues overseas, substantially reducing the amount of international travel. Giant cargo drones will probably drop the cost of international freight by half. Cross-border robotics will allow workers to interact with their physical environments overseas, as explained in an interesting, recently published, that I recommend you to read if you haven't read it yet, book entitled Globotics. All these technologies and many more will allow firms to scale up globally faster and more efficiently, and consequently achieve higher valuations earlier, as requested by venture capitalists. The idea of going global, it becomes even more attractive when you realize that the new digital business models are asset-light in nature, as is explained in another good book I recommend it, entitled Capitalism Without Capital. In a scenario like this, I think it's very important to teach international business to entrepreneurs. A couple of years ago, I was invited to speak in a conference for entrepreneurs in Tel Aviv, in Israel. There, I met the founder of an early stage startup that had developed a card game to teach creativity. The brand of his solution was Team, and I thought it was a very potent tool. I adapted the idea and I began to use it to teach creativity to my international business students. The students are organized into teams. Each team receives an envelope containing 4 cards. Because I think it's essential to familiarize the students with emerging technologies, because they will generate the probably devastating innovations, the first card of the 4 shows a general purpose emerging technology. The next card indicates a United Nations sustainable goal to foster the conversation about developing a multi-stakeholder strategy, a topic that, as you know, is becoming increasingly relevant among business leaders. And since I believe smart cities will be the hottest spots of the new globalization, because they will have the technologies to support this digital globalization, the next card indicates an emerging smart city. Finally, the 4th card displays the consumer characteristics and the need that the idea needs to satisfy. These students need to combine the cards and integrate the 4 different domains into a disruptive business idea. As you know, storytelling is essential to attract venture capitalists, the best employees, and the future clients. After the students select their best ideas, what I do is I ask the students to prepare a whiteboard video where they should communicate the idea in no more than 1 minute. In this regard, my student produce it, and the process of writing the scripts and receiving feedback from the audience when the videos are shown definitely helps the students to improve their storytelling abilities. The videos are usually produced by very affordable freelancers from a platform called 5R. One of the challenges that we have as instructors is how to evaluate the ideas. And the solution appeared to me about 1 year ago when I was invited to talk in a business innovation forum in Greece. There I heard about a Greek company called Polfish. This company has an innovative tool for a real-time do-it-yourself global surveys online where you can upload videos like whiteboard videos explaining your ideas and receive feedback from real consumers around the world, sometimes in few hours, sometimes in few days. This kind of international research has existed for many decades. By now, it can be implemented at a very, very low cost and very, very fast because companies like this, they have panels of consumers around the world who receive the questions in their smartphones. The final step in this process is about competing with other creators from all over the world. In this regard, I work with a company called Agorize. This company organizes open innovation tournaments where students compete to provide the best and more innovative solutions to real business challenges proposed by leading corporations. I think this is a critical step in this process of learning creativity, not only because it allows the students to measure their performance versus other students from all over the world, but also because it helps the students to test the value of their idea when it's presented to a group of seasoned corporate experts and investors. I would like to use my last 2 minutes in this talk to underline 2 additional areas of opportunity. The first, I think, is to use simulations to teach international business. I think simulations offer a scalable solution to help students to practice the theory in a safe environment before launching their startups overseas. Simulations have been around for many years, but new technologies like artificial intelligence, virtual, augmented, mixed reality are offering us infinite new possibilities. In this regard, I have been working with a company called Processing Labs, which transforms students' smartphone into pocket simulators. And I have had very, very encouraging results in terms of learning and engagement. I haven't used yet, but I have productive conversation with the founder of an early stage startup called Panic Lobsters. It's based in Brazil. And this startup produces a solution that uses virtual reality. The final thing that I want to share with you is about the opportunity of collaborating between students and entrepreneurs. I teach a graduate course called the Transatlantic Project, where my students in the US help European entrepreneurs from incubators located in London and Berlin develop their entry strategies into the US market. I believe this kind of cross-border collaboration in learning in action projects can help entrepreneurs of early stage startups to develop their Go Global plans earlier, and I believe there is a great opportunity to expand this practice to more countries around the world. And I will be glad to share with you more information about this kind of learning intervention as well as the other that I mentioned in this presentation. Thank you.